What's going on, my smokers? And welcome to Pro Wrestling Smoke. That's right, the podcast, which is a part of the STO podcast family that gives you that wrestling punditry with some smoke behind you. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I am Ali Pounded Check, aka Cameron Silver Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. You know who is sponsors to this wonderful show, Past That Apparel. Link in the description. Smokekind.com, the king of TCA. Link in the description. SarahJCBDs.com. Please use my promo code BOBBIE to get 10% off your first and or your next order from SarahJCBDs.com. That's BOBBIE will get you 10% off, some wonderful, stress relief and pain relief products. And for your sexual needs, lube. Speaking about that, if you're into the lifestyle, you're into swinging, you're into poly, you're into BDSM, you're looking for your tribe, and you happen to be in the North Carolina area or traveling through or looking for a place to just travel and have a good weekend, I got you covered. Odyssey Lounge here in Garner, North Carolina. It is a swinger social club, multiple rooms, and they even have a fully functional dungeon. And you got to be a grown person to deal with it. All is welcome. We're talking about singles, men and women, couples, young and old, and they're inclusive, people. LBGTQ is encouraged to come through and find your tribe. So go to OdysseyLounge.net. They throw weekly parties every Friday and Saturday themed. Pay a donation and come find your tribe in Garner, North Carolina at the Odyssey Lounge. That's right, people. And also do not forget about the flagship of the STO podcast family, STO, the Smokers Lounge. Also, don't forget about the risque side of the podcast family. Hit that QR code to place where the conversation gets saucier. The titties pop out. Dildos might pop out. You don't know what might pop off unless you subscribe. I'm talking about the Premium Smoke Room, people. So there you go. What's going on, man? This ain't going to be a long show because I'm not reviewing anything or previewing anything. We're just going to talk about some of the happenings, important points of what happened in the world of pro wrestling. Now, I heard, which we've heard the rumors and the conversations about Jey Uso and Jada Parker. Well, people, pump your brakes. Oh, he cheated on his wife with Jada Parker, and they were probably separated for a minute before he started with Jada Parker. Just because he don't blast his personal marriage life like some of these other dumbass celebrities doesn't mean that he was doing some nefarious shit. Could he have been sleeping with her behind his wife's back at some point? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's always a possibility. It's nothing new that we haven't seen the rats before. Triple H, we heard about the Ring Rats and Ric Flair and the different, old school pro wrestlers talk about the women that they, fucked on the road. And, wrestlers date wrestlers. Hell, Mercedes, Mercedes Moné divorced her husband, and she's married to Beast Mortos. Beast Mortos. Is it Beast Mortos? Yeah, Beast Mortos. Or is it Tarus? Well, it's one of the motherfuckers wear a mask. He got the ugliest mask in the world, so he must be a handsome ass motherfucker underneath. She must have saw him with like pussy wet. But the point I'm trying to make is that let's not jump to say that this man did dirt on his woman and him and his woman probably broken up. Because I just got finished watching episode 2. I've seen both episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. Their season premiere talking about TNA and Jeff Jarrett. And of course, people jumped and was saying, "Oh, Kurt Angle left Kurt for. Kurt Angle left Kurt for Jeff, and and she was cheating, and she basically said it. We were separated. I can't even keep him in line because he was Hal Painkiller the majority of the damn time. You know, and I'm not even gonna front. I really do like the story behind TNA because we never really got an adhesive behind the scenes. What happened with TNA? Why did Jeff get pushed out? And the whole nine. And how TNA really got started. One thing I say about Dark Side of the Ring, they really do a good job of telling the story in the whole nine. I watch every episode, every season. And if you think they can run out of episodes, people, you know how much shit that went down in wrestling that they can bring up. I mean, there's a lot of shit that y'all haven't, yeah. You know, you see Jim Cornette talk about his time in TNA, and the whole nine. So, but if anything, the TNA story should tell you is why will y'all keep thinking AEW is gonna die or fall off or any of this when TNA, despite everything that went down with them, has survived. Now, what they hit it to for episode 3 with episode 2 is what I said a long time ago when I was talking to friends about TNA. They fucked up when they changed from the 6-side ring to the 4-side ring. And yeah, they fucked up when they got Hogan. Dixie was still stuck on Hogan 1980s, Hogan NWO. He was not the same man. And he wouldn't have put TNA over the top. If nothing else, it actually killed TNA. Because sometimes certain wrestlers, they can't recapture that. They can't recapture their past. And I think that was the biggest mistake that happened to TNA. Those two factors. And the third one was they didn't put more emphasis into the people that were TNA originals. Because you got to think, of course, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Hogan supposed to be putting them fuckers over. You know, they brought in Rick. It felt like the biggest, I think any company shouldn't jump to just grab any WWE superstar. Or if you do, make him work his way towards the world title versus you just throwing him into the mix because now you're basically saying that your roster is less than WWE. And I used to hate when companies did that. And TNA was guilty of that. Like there a guy come in from WWE and they throw him into the title picture instead of him earning his way and someone getting over with that fan base, assuming because he was on WWE, he's going to get over anyway. And we've seen where guys that left WWE, well, they never got over. And some that didn't get over WWE, left WWE and got very much over. And then end up going back because of the payday. Because sometimes money outweighs other things. Now, speaking about that, Sheamus, everyone talking about Sheamus. Where Sheamus Shaughnessy, which is going to be his name, is going to be where he's going to head. Everyone was saying different spots to talk about money or what have you. AEW is the obvious landing spot, obviously. I'm pretty sure Cesaro is politicking to get him there. Reports came out that some of the people, even though they love Sheamus, don't want him to come because they say that the roster is bloated, that there's not enough spots, people barely get on TV, and he's going to take up a spot. And you know what I say to those people? And this is not just being a fan. Do a better job of getting the fuck over. To me, if I was Tony, yes, I would get Sheamus. Yes, Sheamus is 47, and your point. You can use him to put over guys. You can use him in the title picture. He still can go. He still look good. I wouldn't put him with the Death Riders. I put him with the War Dog, with the Dogs. One, because you already got, David Finlay, Fit Finlay's son, yeah, the other greatest Irish wrestler. Sheamus, the greatest Irish wrestler, multiple world heavyweight champion. You can have him as the older head mentor. That means he ain't got to worry about having too many single matches. And guess what? You're not taking up a single spot. You can have them at the Trio Tag Champions at some point. You can have them in multi-man matches. Only time you have him in a singles or have him in a single situation is, put him in the Continental Classic. Damn, they have his ass win the bitch. You feel me? Or even the Owen. But for a year, he really don't have no single matches. Have him a part of the Dogs. And then eventually, either the Dogs turn on him, which in turn gives you now a bunch of single matches he can have, or he starts saying, I got my boys good. I done got titles. Now it's time for me to get a title. Because at some point, let's be real, I would love to see Sheamus in the AEW World Champion. We sat here and cried because we want Bryan Danielson. No one sat here and said, oh, Danielson's going to take a spot. CM Punk is going to take a spot. Yeah, because y'all know Sheamus is good as what the fuck he do. And he going to want to do bangers. Now, will that booking actually happen for Sheamus? I doubt it. But I don't see him going to MLW because to me, that's the only other obvious landing spot state-wise for him. And he could probably, people don't realize he can make a shitload of money on the indies. Because let's be real, look at the schedule he had with WWE. What would be the difference he did the indies? Plus, guess what? Now we get to see him in ICW. They OTT overseas. You can have him a part of, Germany, WXW. Someone said New Japan for Sheamus. I don't know if he fits New Japan. But I would love to see him in AEW. Like I said, I would love to see him with the Dogs instead of the Death Riders. I'm like, look, you already got the Don Callis family. They got 50 fucking members. They got members that we ain't even heard of yet. he got a whole. I think he got a Don Callis family in Maple Leaf Wrestling. So let's not make the Death Riders a Don Callis family situation. So okay. Now, news from Mache. I'm sorry. We have the announcement of the next show, August 1st. So we have a whole month. So now we're getting monthly shows. Let's go. Returns August 1st and again September 6th. So we got 2 shows coming up. I'm going to try to make it September 6th. No matches have been announced yet. I already have an idea of what match is about to go down. Yaya should get his title shot. I'm gonna be real with you. I would rather for them to say that for September 6th and build it up through August 1st. To where it's a pick your poison type situation. Definitely, we probably will get Billy Dixon and Darius Lockhart. The tag titles will the tag titles be defended? Should it be defended this episode because you got 2 shows back to back? I don't see it. You could set that up for the September 6th with the storyline that happens here. I know the Cream Pie Poppy should have his match with Caprice Coleman. Should have another women's match. Savannah Evans should be going against Charity King. If they don't do that because Charity King is booked, then they should have Jordan Blade go against Savannah Evans, just my opinion. We do know for certain that the Pan-African Diaspora World Heavyweight title will be defended definitely this next show with Isaiah Broner trying to defeat Shook D. You feel me? So I am, and will we have another hold for hold, which is interesting because I was sitting here watching some of Darius Bingiston match with the talented Zack Sabre Jr. It's from Produce. What was it? What's this? Yeah, Produced by Orange Crush is a pro wrestling company that works in the Northeast that's been growing. The indie scene has been really growing. I'm telling y'all, people, y'all need to go check out some of these indie shows because they have good fucking shows. I already checked out Deadlock Pro. I checked out Arizona Wrestling Federation. Trust me, if you have an independent wrestling company in your area, you need to go ahead and get a ticket and go check them out because trust me, you're missing the future stars. Speaking about that, LeBron Colzone made his debut, his in-ring debut at MLW, defeating Alan Angel. And apparently his finish maneuver was going to be the Laredo. But he didn't run with it. He just closed line the fuck out of dude. Kind of like my girl from the Brawling Birds. And I can't think of her name at this time. But he closed line the fuck out of his ass and win the match. And LeBron looked good. It makes me wonder because him being a teacher, and of course he still runs, five star pro wrestling. Is they gonna have a connection? Will we see Manny Lowe? Will we see some of his students actually wrestle for MLW and maybe even go to MLW? You got Diego Hill there. But I was so through the moon that, like I said, people that I seen on Arche, I seen live. I actually seen LeBron Colzone live at one of the last Deadlock Pro wrestling events that happened in Durham. Actually had the pleasure of meeting the guy. I got pictures with him, and he's a beast. I'm like, damn, he's big in person. So I'm definitely looking to see what he's going to do in MLW. Sometime he's going to end up being the national openweight champion at some point. Wouldn't surprise me he ended up winning tag titles and being a tag team partner with the guy that's supposed to be mentoring him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm so happy. Of course, we had Maya World. She, you know what I'm saying, was in the Owen made for the finals, as well as was number one in this beach, which we're going to get to later on the show. The beach break, the women's casino gauntlet match. And I'm predicting that Maya World at some point will get a shot and will probably be the one that will unseat Athena for the Ring of Honor title. So Yeah. Also, a lot of WWE Chinese are coming. We know Baron Corbin. We know that Big Cass and Enzo. We know Santana is coming because he put the last day that he'll be signed with TNA. A new tag team that got signed out of Australia, which is going to be repackaged going to NXT. And something that I don't know if it was Luke that said it or Brian Alvarez, but a lot of people were saying, well, why did they get rid of the tag team that they had? It is cheaper to bring in indie guys and build them up than to continue paying these guys that are way more experienced just to have them on the roster to build out your tag team division. It's about making money. It's about consolidating money. I hate to tell y'all people, as much as we love the wrestlers, it's still a business. You hear the old wrestlers talk about it. You heard the story about Ernie Ladd. They wouldn't pay him in Kansas City, so he had his suitcase, walked around the ring to let people see he was there, and then walked out and went home because they didn't want to pay him right. You know, the reason why a lot of wrestlers wouldn't take losses on, you know what I'm saying, around the territory because they're afraid will fuck up their money and their value when they do go to Japan or when they go here or what have you, you know, period. It's about money. So, like I told you, I said, now out of the ones they bringing in, who do I think is going to really flourish? Probably Baron Corbin. Because they need another heel on either Raw or SmackDown. They need a heel clique other than the Bloodline and the Vision, because you got two heel cliques on Raw, the Bloodline and the Vision. So you're not moving the Vision, so you don't have a heel clique on SmackDown. So, I mean, and you could easily have Corbin, Sami Zayn, and one other person be a heel clique. You know what I'm saying? Both of them feel shunned and so forth and so forth. So I'm curious. But I think Baron Corbin, I think he'll come back. I think he'll instantly be thrown into the main event picture. That gives Cody another guy to deal with on the title front. And I ain't gonna front. I'd love to see him get a title run. So now, speaking about titles, this past Raw, we saw this WWE's version of a transitional champion. For some of y'all don't know what a transitional champion is. It's a guy who was never really meant to be champ, but they put the belt on him to either to switch up. They put the belt on him to, one, a thank you, two, to get him hot because he's hot and legitimize him, three, to break up someone's long title run, or to have a transition of the title where having your two top superstars wrestle against each other or baby faces. Okay. At one point, Harley Race was a transitional champ. Yeah. He was the guy that beat Dory, who lost to Jack Briscoe. For Jack Briscoe to, you know what I'm saying, to become champ, because Dory wasn't they didn't, in other words, something happened where Dory didn't want to drop the belt to him. And something happened when Dory got injured, and they said, fuck it, Dory, since you don't want to wrestle him for the belt, Luke, well, boom, there you go. And then he eventually became one of the greatest champions in WWE history. Mick Foley was a transitional champ. The night where he finally won the world title to shock the world, and Tony Schiavone was dumb as fuck for saying that Mick Foley just won the world title and everyone left WCW to go see him win the world title. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tony Schiavone probably regret that conversation to this day. Transitional champion. Well, we have our modern version. His name is Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, actually got the Tommy Rich treatment. And for some of y'all don't know who Tommy Rich is, Tommy Rich was a wrestler I grew up watching. He, at the time, he was in his 20s. He was hot in Georgia. He was the man. You know what I'm saying? And the powers that be in Georgia said, since he's hot, let's legitimize him, put him even more over. Let's do a surprise switch. He defeats Harley Race, becomes the NWA World Champion, and then 7 days later, he dropped the title back to Harley Race. And he never saw the title again. Now, in this one, Sami Zayn wins the title in a three-way, and 9 days later, he loses the title to CM Punk. Now, we all heard that the plan was CM Punk versus Cody. We just thought Cody was going to be champ. The only swerve they gave us was that it wasn't Cody and CM Punk. I liked it, and it made sense because I like the way they did it. I'm not even going front. I kind of did like the way they did it. They did it on Raw, not on SmackDown. They had Gunther attack Cody. Now, here's the problem. Now, this probably will be rectified because they have a Saturday night main event coming up at some point that should be happening before SummerSlam. Cody has to take care of Gunther. Gunther attacked him, put him out, cost him a chance to regain the title. Only reason why CM Punk got off his couch and came in to work. Smoke that over. Now, was it? Do I think Cody had something to do? He probably like, go ahead and put the bell on screen, man. Because you can't have him leave Saudi Arabia and he ain't champ. That ain't going to make no sense. So that's one. Two, as we'll discuss with MJF later on the show, is certain guys they're going to have multiple title reigns. Some of them title reigns are not going to be long. Some of them are going to be short. But when it all said and done, you're going to look up and see the motherfucker got 10, 12 title reigns. You're going to be like, oh. Because somebody's going to break this Cena record. And the person they probably want it to be is Cody. It ain't going to be Roman. Roman going to break the record for longest combined time for reigns. Meaning that he going to have each time we had the belt, he may have 8 reigns, but them bitches lasted for like 2 years apiece. You get what I'm saying? So Cody gonna have both of the reigns, but Cody is better chasing than anything else. He chases, get the belt, hold the belt for a second, then loses it. You know what I'm saying? Which wouldn't surprise me that next year the ceremonial, I'm going to give you a title reign just to give me a break from the belt. Baron Corbin, walk my word. Baron Corbin, Cody, when you heard Baron Corbin coming like, oh, I get the belt next year, right? I need a storyline for WrestleMania. Okay, after I get the belt back, right before Royal Rumble, I should have a match with Baron Corbin beating for the belt. I will start calling Cody Rhodes the charitable champion. Because you know, either way, Triple H was not thinking to put it on Sami Zayn. Now they probably gonna say, no, y'all stop lying. Stop. Because y'all would have pulled that trigger in Montreal when he went against Roman. Because Roman couldn't stand to lose that belt at that time and got it back later. Damn, it could have did the same thing. But it was Cody was like, no, put it on the belt. Sam was like, oh, you want me to win this? Right? Yeah, motherfucker. It was going to be like, yes, we both had the title. You never had title. How do you lose in Saudi Arabia? You must want them to bomb us. No. The Ring General said you'd win championship. I get built later. They already fucked me on Brock. They gave it to big black man named Obama. No, name Obama. I mean Oba. Yeah, I remember if I was going for retiring Brock. No. But I said, no, I want some BBC in my life. I need a black man to retire my ass. Hell no. I need a big, strong black man to beat my ass in a cage. Let's go. You ain't shit, B. You ain't shit, but think about it. You're like, nah, I don't want no shit with that. Man, give me the big black dude. What his name? Over. I like the way he do that strut too, man. Yeah, him. Yeah, him. Make it happen, Paul. I'll ask y'all a question. Have we ever seen Brock wrestling against anybody black? Over then, I mean, no, seriously. I'm trying to think other than Kofi Kingston. I don't think, and maybe The Rock. I'm talking about dark skin. We're not talking about high complexion. I gotta go look. But yeah, it's just funny. I was like, I thought it was gonna be Gunther got a title shot at Cody. I was like, I thought like Gunther and Cody right now. I thought so. I guess Brock said, "No, I want the big black man. I don't want that big ass." I want some BBC. Some Nigerian. Oh. Oh my God. But CM Punk wins the title, and we're gonna get CM Punk. Now, they got, like I said, he got to close the door on Gunther. Is this going to cement and start Sammy to become a heel at some point? Yeah. I told you before, I would love to see him, Corbin, and if Kevin Owens come back, they are in the heel clique. Bitter ass motherfuckers that felt like they got shitted on by the WWE. Okay, hey, it writes itself. So, but CM Punk comes in, wins. Very good match. I'm not even going to front. Nobody was surprised because when I tuned in and I heard that Cody got took it out, I said, oh. So CM Punk in less than a year done held both titles. Oh no, wait a second. In less than a year, in a year and a half, he's a 3-time champion. Let's do the math. He won the heavyweight title. Then the world heavyweight title, but then Seth Rollins cashing in. He came back, won it again after Seth Rollins got hurt, loses it to Roman, and then he comes back and wins the WWE title. So he's a 3-time champion in less than a year and a half. And they're saying that Punk's supposed to be a heel in this. Now, is a possibility we can have a multi-man match at SummerSlam. Good possibility because, like I said, you still have Gunther. You still had Cody. Cody never got the title shot. You have Sammy, who probably wants a return title shot. So you could do that. But either one of two things. Either CM Punk has a rematch against Sammy at the Saturday Night Main Event or on the SmackDown. Cody has a number one contenders match against Gunther. They both win, and there you go. There you go. So. Now, also, I think the focus of the division has changed. I think it's about to be on Austin Theory. I have no other way to explain it. Because they gave Austin Theory the girl. As you see, they won the tag titles back. The conversation was not towards Braun Breaker. Now, of course, first of all, I'm surprised that they didn't sit there and look at Paul Heyman like, you looking at us, motherfucker, where was you? You up there with your little boyfriend, Braun Breaker got them acting like a cuck out this motherfucker for some BBC out this bitch in a cage. And where were you to help me in my cage match? To dispatch what's his face? Seth Rollins. Yeah, I could whoop your ass. And now he bitched. He bitched Braun Breaker. And immediately went to Theory. Then we had the tag titles match. Apparently, yes, we had two situations of transitional champs because actually the Street Profits were transitional tag champs for the division to have multiple tag runs now. But anyway, after being berated by Paul Heyman, who be having some fly-ass suits on us a bit, during the match, Maxine Dupree interferes and helps. And practically now been welcomed into division. So now division, which Pose has been destroying and the next guys up and so forth, which the leader Pose has been Braun Breaker, has now became Austin Theory's group. Watch what I tell you. Austin Theory will be the leader of the group. He's going to be the mouthpiece. It's like Braun Breaker literally been neutered, defamed, whatever you want to call it, after that cage match. Because think about it, this time last year, we were talking about Braun Breaker being the next world champion, main eventing at WrestleMania. Now he's a part of a tag team that the only reason why he's a tag champion because the Freebird rule, because one of the other champions is injured. And guess what? Breaker didn't get the girl. Theory did. And if you know pro wrestling, the guy that got the girl gets the push. Dominic Mysterio. El Grande Americano. Triple H. Stacks. He won the TNA title. And he stayed going for a tag title of some type. Come on. It's a damn shame that Braun Breaker. Some tell me that he's about, even one or two things about to happen. Either Braun Breaker, they're about to kick him out of the division, and the division's going to be completely, and that's how they're going to. It's like this. They need to repackage him as a face because you killed him as a heel. You buried him as a heel. He should have won. As much as I love Seth Rollins, and I get that y'all want Seth Rollins to go after Roman Reigns, you didn't put over your star of the future. And then have Seth Rollins come back and give us no country for old wrestlers speech promo with Roman Reigns. And of course, LA Knight plus Solo Sikoa. I see them beefing with the Usos, so that match is definitely going to probably happen at SummerSlam. The question is, who is Jacob going to beef with? I'm curious. Because the reason why I say that, yeah, got me something. We got to need somebody else. All right. And plus we know Money in the Bank is coming up, so I know everyone wondering what the fuck when it came to Obafemi foregoing his title match to get Brock. But we already know what's going to happen. Obafemi is going to win the Money in the Bank. He won the King of the Ring, gave up the title shot. Y'all not going to have him lose no time soon. So the next thought process will be him winning the Money in the Bank. And him now having the Money in the Bank, and imagine you got this big black motherfucker from Nigeria. But no, we know what he's going to do. He's not going to just cash it in. No, he's going to tell dude, I'm going to cash in on this date and I'm going to beat your ass and win the title. He's going to do what John Cena did many years ago when John Cena was like, no, bro, I'm going to tell you when I'm cashing it in. And then I'm going to beat your ass and take the title. So there you go. And that's all I'm going to give a fuck about with WWE right now, because I don't really give a shit about Danhausen. Y'all, we already know Io Sky and the women's title and all that good stuff. Was something good that feels like it's worth. We discussing on that, and I'll discuss it. So now let's get to real quick. I touch on NXT. Killing Gray. The women's division is Nikki Blackheart is now Rena Balkan or something, and they changed her name. Killing Gray had a banging ass match. Which she'll know her number one contender, because next week we have a three-way dance with Callie Armstrong, Kalani Jordan, and Layla Vice. Okay, here's my question. The way they've been building up Kalani Jordan, would it make any sense for Kalani Jordan to get a title shot and she loses? She's been there 3 years. She's the TNA champion, one knockout champion at some point. They have been banging matches. Her heel turn has been flawless. You kind of did hot potato the belt to a certain extent, because Lola Vice didn't have that many title defenses. Kilda Gray's apparently the lady that you really want to push. So in my opinion, it should either be Lola Vice gets a rematch because she wins the number one contender, or Callie Armstrong. I feel that Kalani Jordan slowly but surely beats everybody to where she got to get the title shot. Because what you could do is whoever wins that triple, her and Kalani Jordan, because we could revisit Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice. Because here's the point. Why would you have Kalani Jordan go for the title and she lose? But we'll see. Because like I said, but then again, it's NXT. I mean, Jada Parker ain't had a title run of any kind. So, which I'm definitely looking forward to. But that Natty match with her and Kim the Great, that shit was good. Go watch it. Go out your way and watch that match. That was. I'm sorry, Natty and Kim the Great. That was a barn burner. I loved it. So, and that's it. Really ain't, you know what I'm saying? Really ain't too much that really happened on NXT. But that was just a major thing I need to talk about. Now I talk about AEW. A lot of title changes, baby. A lot of title changes. Well, the two major things that went down is, well, three things. One, apparently Takeshita is going to the G1, and someone brought up a good point. Probably Alfred brought up a good point. Do I want my international title with champion, who was Okada, who didn't really lose a match for I don't know how long. And I have to catch to take that belt, and that belt be gone for, let's say, 2 months. And he loses a lot. And so who better to have the belt than Kyle Fletcher? It is, to me, by this time next year, Kyle Fletcher will be on his march to become the AEW World Champion. I'm sorry. I see now. Whether it's with the Don Callis family, we'll see. But I think he's being groomed to be the next big guy for the title, and to have a big title run. Because let's look at it. He's been TBS champion. Right now, the international champion, which trust me, Takeshita's going to get that win back when he sees him. I was surprised when I saw he won, but then when I heard about the G1 and I forgot the G1 was coming down the pipe and Takeshita has a dual contract, yeah. Period. So, yeah, because you kind of want certain championships to look strong and the champion to look strong. You don't want him to go into a tournament where Takeshita don't win one fucking damn match and your champion is the guy that didn't win one match in G1. And remember last time, I think he won the G1 or he won the New Japan Cup. It was one of the two. But anyway, Willow made her return to the Casino Gauntlet, and she will challenge Tekla at Redemption for the world title. Now, once again, this is Brian Alvarez, and I had this thought my damn self. I was like, okay, Willow was hurt. She must get over an injury. Willow originally supposed to be in the Owen Hart tournament, which meant that apparently she must have meant to win the Owen Hart tournament. Mercedes supposed to came back and I guess challenged Tekla for the title at some point. Probably at Redemption, which I love. Which meant that Tekla was going to drop the belt to Bob Mercedes Moné. Two, I love me some Tekla. She is my favorite female wrestler right now. The shit she was saying on commentary, y'all can say what the fuck y'all want. I know Jim Cornette go try to trash her, but I'm sorry, her and commentary was golden. She like the ring is filling up with big dumb bitches. She asked your boy you want something to drink. She was like, last time I was in the casino, I would have a shitload of money. I had a stripper on my lap. It's like, I'm sorry. Two things I do believe. Tekla is fun to be around and probably give you some of the best sex you will ever have in life. She fine as shit, first of all. She thick as fuck. And she look like the type of woman that will fuck the shit out of a man. Preferably me, because I wish it was me. And she's a whole lot of fun. Like, she'll go to the strip club and blow money. I'm talking about the strip club. She'll call the girl over and like, give him a lap dance and me a lap dance. How about that, bitch? Make it rain. But here's my question though. If let's say everything went right and Willow did win the Owen, Mercedes won the women's title. Is Willow going to win the women's title? And is this the bigger match between Mercedes and Tekla? It is a bigger match than Mercedes and Tekla, in my opinion. Because I'm not even going to front Tekla and Mercedes. I'm sorry. I would love that match. And I wouldn't be mad if it's a three-way. Because Tekla on the mic, then you have Mercedes. You're a dumb bitch if you think you can beat me, Mercedes. All the money you got ain't gonna save you from this ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? But would Willow and Mercedes be a better match? I don't know. Cause I felt that Tekla and Mercedes was a money match. Is even though Willow is their top female face, but here's my thing. The whole point is that you're gonna have Mercedes become champ and probably have a nice run because remember, Mercedes never beaten Willow, has yet to beat Willow in a match. That's the story coming in. Mercedes needs to become the AEW World Champion. She needs to have a nice run as World Champion. Willow can become champion down the line, in my opinion. And even have her chase Mercedes where they meet up at the next All In. Actually, I think if Mercedes win the title, she should hold that belt for a nice long time. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing though. Apparently playing her as a heel, so and she got divine dominion with her. So I think I'm not even gonna front. I think he'd be dumb to have Mercedes not win that match. And I truly believe that even if Mercedes walked in as champion, she probably would have left England as champ. Trust me, I see Willow down the line getting the world title and having a nice run with it. But AEW need Mercedes right now. You know, as much as I love Willow, Lord knows, and Willow was looking so sexy when she came out and powerful. Like, if I put it this way, I'm so curious to see her and Tekla in a match. It's gonna be interesting. So, and Kenny Omega is your two-time AEW World Heavyweight Champion, finally defeating and overcoming Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, to up in his third reign, which was short as fuck, to win his title. Now, people, I said again, the only reason why that stipulation was put into place that if he loses, he can never challenge was because, one, he was going to win, and two, to make the match have stakes and to give you a story. Of course, they gave Jacob an out because Jacob could sit here and say that thanks to Ospreay distracting him, that he lost to Kenny. Would this set up him and Ospreay to have a match to where if he defeats Ospreay, he's added to the match, making it a three-way? I think that would be cool, but have Ospreay win. Because let's just be real. Penny, let's go back. Remember I said about Cody, right? As you can see, CM Punk had 3 reigns within a year and a half. you're going to see every year MJF, unless he got movies to do or barring injury, is going to have 2 title reigns per year. At least one bare minimum. By the time he's 10 years into AEW, I expect him to have 10 title reigns. Or more than that by then. He's going to have multiple title reigns. He's going to be a guy that's going to be around that title. No different than Rick. No different than Nick Bockwinkel. No different than John Cena. And no different than Roman Reigns. Because he is guaranteed a moneymaker when he got that belt around his waist. And you like to see him chase it at the same time. Because not a lot of wrestlers that you have wrestlers that you love seeing them as champ. You have wrestlers that you love seeing them chase. MJF is a wrestler that you love to see both. Because the thing that he do to get the belt is so interesting. And he's going to always be a heel. So, but if everything works out, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay in London. Me personally, I would have thought it would have been MJF because MJF is the ultimate heel. The heat that he can get leading into this match would be fucking mind-blowing. I'm just saying. But Ospreay and Kenny, I can remember they did face off in New Japan. This is going to be a very interesting match because this is a Death Rider Ospreay taking on a Kenny Omega who is more towards the end of his career than in the beginning. So, the old guard versus the new guard. This is more of a pass on the torch type match. Now, I do remember Luke from Wrestling Talk said they could have did it a different way. They could have had it where Darby kept the title because they practically made him a transitional champion. He just did a lot of, title matches in a short time frame. Could have kept the belt, defended at Bishop Pace, and then eventually Kenny be the one that upends him. Because it made more sense for Kenny to take it from MJF because MJF never lost to Kenny. He defeated Kenny. The bout machine, the greatest wrestler alive, couldn't beat the devil. The God of wrestling couldn't beat the devil. You feel what I'm saying? So think about that. He had to climb his toughest hurdle to get to the next level. Now, I know a lot of people were complaining or saying something about AEW has title matches on TV so much and so forth and so on. Why do they do title matches? Why didn't they say it for redemption and so forth? And they thought that they might do some bullshit here. Well, they would have said the title match for redemption. Yeah. One, I think that they should have the women's title match close to showing redemption because you got Willow and Tekla. Two, I like title matches on TV. It makes you watch TV. It makes you watch the product. If I know that big time match is going down on TV, I'm going to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Especially for a guy like myself that don't get a chance to watch the pay-per-views. Yes, you have to pay to watch AEW's big events for the most part. WWE, PLE on ESPN for free. You have to subscribe to an app. So I don't get to see those matches. So to see MJF versus Kenny Omega, but the tag title defended, the world title defended, the women's title defended, to me makes sense, and I want to applaud AEW for doing that. AEW is trying to, excuse me, WWE is trying to do that more. You feel me? Because TV is very valuable, and it also piques the interest of the average non-wrestler viewer. Oh shit, their world title on the line. Oh, the world title on the line. Think about boxing. Name a boxing match that don't have a world championship on the line. How many boxing matches would you watch that didn't have a belt involved? That means the fighters got to have a big name and they're known. You feel me? But when you add a title to it, it gives a different sense. So, no, I actually had no issue with them doing the title match here. That just means that there should be a bigger match that's going to go down Redemption. You feel me? And I think it probably was Jericho. Would it make Jericho and Ciampa the main event? I don't know. So, but look, I'm done. I gave y'all an hour. I'm not giving y'all 2 hours today. So, like I said, don't forget, Ashe will be back October 1st and again September 6th. Stay tuned here to find out what's next, what matches is coming up, what the card is going to be in the whole nine. Also, we'll discuss next week the fallout from CM Punk becoming world champ, as well as AEW, and also some AAA stuff. If I get a chance to watch AAA this weekend, and so forth. And now that NWA Power is now on Tubi, I can talk about some NWA. Yeah. So with that being said, people, you know what you need to do. You see that QR code, you need to hit that to the place where the conversation gets saucy, the titties pop out, dildos might pop out. You'll know what pop off unless you subscribe. Only for the grown and sexy, 18 and up. Not with your no parents. You gotta be a grown ass motherfucker. You got your own shit. You feel me? You sad piece of shit using your mama credit card. No. Bad bitch. Bad bitch. Talking about the Premium Smoke Room on Loyal Van, the risque side of the SEO podcast family. Adults only, please. 4 wonderful podcasts you to enjoy, plus special event episodes and more. And you can subscribe now for the first month for $6.25. After that, it's full price. And trust me, you ain't going to want to leave. It's worth paying. You feel me? You might even want to get it a couple months ahead. Who knows? That's right. Also, don't forget on Spotify, I also got subscription side over there as well. Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry top male talents and producers. We give you that real smoke about the porn industry from a male perspective. And Had to Smoke on it, but I give my unbiased, unapologetic, controversial thoughts, views, and so forth on certain topics that I feel I need to speak on. So whether it's you need some premium smoke, you need to smoke some Savage Smoke, or you had to smoke on it, please just subscribe to Smoke, you feel me? So, and don't forget about the flagship of the STO podcast family, STO, The Smokers Lounge. Every Tuesday and Friday, Boney Smoke Fridays, you feel me? And you know this drops on Thursdays or Fridays. Trust me, y'all was going to get one. So with that being said, I am out. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. We out.